It's time to go over our top 10 wide receiver rankings for week 1. Coming here at number 10, we're going Davante Adams. They're taking on the Chargers, and this should be a really good matchup for Davante Adams. I think now that Gardner Minshew is the quarterback over there, he's going to be hyper-targeting this wide receiver. Davante Adams should be able to have his way with the Chargers defense. They're just not very good. They've got a lot of big names over there, but they're just not really showing out, and they don't really stop a lot of people for fantasy football. And I can't wait to see what this Raiders offense is going to look like. We have Davante Adams. We know he's going to be leading the charge. We do have Brock Bowers over there as well, and we've also got on the opposite side of these guys, they've got some other weapons, right? Jacoby Myers over there. They've got places or people or pieces to be hopefully successful, but I think for the most part, this is definitely Davante Adams' team. He's going to be the one that's going to be showing out week in and week out for you. He should be a consistent contributor. So anytime you have a defense that could be considered as weak as the Chargers, you have to be looking forward to what Davante Adams can provide for your team. It wasn't just that long ago. Davante Adams was the easiest set it, forget it, top 5 type of wide receiver. And I think he's going to have a good fantasy season for you. A lot of people may be sleeping on him just looking at the quarterback position, but I said it all off season long. If Aiden O'Connell isn't the quarterback for this team and it is going to be Gardner Minshew, that should be really, really good for fantasy football. Even Michael Pittman was able to have some solid stat lines with somebody like a Gardner Minshew. So I see that the hyper targeting coming to Davante Adams, he should be getting a plethora of targets this entire season and should be able to put up a solid stat line for you in week 1 for fantasy football. Come here at number 9. We're going over Chris Olave taking on that Carolina Panthers defense. And boy, this should be so good. I think that Chris Olave is going to carve this defense up completely. They do have some pretty good corners over there, but I think the Saints offense overall is going to be passing the ball a lot to Alvin Kamara and a lot to Chris Olave. We even got Rashid Shaheed a little bit banged up. We don't know who's going to be that third fiddle. Is it going to be A.T. Perry? We don't really know, but I know for one thing, Chris Olave will be the go-to guy in this offense. If they want to win the football game and they want to get out to a fast start, they're going to have to get their number 1 wide receiver involved early and often. I think Derek Carr is going to hyper target onto Chris Olave to kind of set the tone for this game, because there's no way the Saints should be losing this game against the Carolina Panthers. They should be putting a lot of pressure on Bryce Young and making him make a lot of mistakes, which gives more ample opportunities for the offense of the Saints, and that just means more fantasy points and more fantasy opportunities for Chris Olave. I definitely like him in week 1. Move right along here. Coming number 8, we're going over Garrett Wilson going against that daunting San Francisco 49ers defense. But I think Garrett Wilson's going to be able to make the most out of it. Yes, he's a little bit lower on my rankings this week because, I mean, he's going against the 49ers defense. They're a very good defense, and they like to restrict a lot of people and what they have going on. But I think overall, with Aaron Rodgers coming, he should be healthy, and hopefully he lasts longer than just a play. But I think he's going to be able to show, hey, look, I'm going to target you, Garrett Wilson, because if not, he doesn't want to piss off Garrett Wilson. Let's just call a spade a spade. He's going to be able to get him the ball early and often. Look for a monster year for Garrett Wilson, and it's going to start here in week 1 against the San Francisco 49ers defense. If you have him in your lineups, you are going to be excited that you have him on your team. Week in and week out, he should be finishing the top 10 of fantasy wide receivers every single week. This week, even though he's going against the San Francisco 49ers, I still think he has a solid production for you. Safe fantasy play, if you ask me. I just think he's going to be way targeted, way too much. There's nobody else on this team that's going to be card. Don't talk about no Mike Williams or Alan Lazard or none of these guys throughout the season. It's going to be Garrett Wilson's show, and he's going to show and prove that in week 1. Guys, moving right along here. Moving over here to number 7. We're going over here with Mike Evans taking on that Commanders defense, the cockadoodle defense. I mean, who's over there going to even compete with Mike Evans? All Baker Mayfield does is just sling the ball up in the air, and Mike Evans comes down with the football. So this should be an opportunity where you see not only Mike Evans, but Chris Godwin as well to have a very good, solid fantasy production type of team. There's no safeties over the top, so you look for a lot of these bombs going to happen for Mike Evans. He's definitely one of my top wide receivers for week 1. That's why I had to slot him here at number 7. Mike Evans should have a monster game for you, and I'm not batting an eye at that whatsoever. I think he is as solid as it possibly gets for week 1. Put this guy in your lineup. He's going to score a lot of fantasy points for you. Like I said, he's already got Baker Mayfield's trust, so you carry that over to a defense that really can't stop anything. Oh yeah, we're going Mike Evans season, week 1. Put him in your lineups. Be happy that you did. Move right along here. We're going over to number 6. Yes, I'm saying Jamar Chase as of right now, going against that Patriots defense. As of the recording right now, he has not signed a contract. He's not with the team, and he's not practicing right now. But everything in my soul says I have to put him in my rankings because I got to come out with my rankings videos for you guys. And I think he's going to play week 1. He has to get a contract done, right? Why would they not pay Jamar Chase? I think he's going to play. I think he gets a contract, and that's why I had to put him in here at number 6 at my lineup. But if he does play, just think about how, I mean, he's going to get hyper targeted as well. Yeah, they do have T. Higgins and Jermaine Burton there, but Jamar Chase, if he gets paid, they're going to prove why they got to get this guy paid. They're going to really target him the football and give him as many opportunities as he can possibly handle. It should be a career year, not only for Joe Burrow, but Jamar Chase as well. I think he plays. I think he gets a contract done, and going against the Patriots defense, I think this could be something. It could be something special for week 1. So as of right now, make sure you're checking out on the news, making sure you're checking on the waiver wires, just in case Jamar Chase can't go week 1 because he didn't get his contract done. But I believe he should be getting this done. I'm really hoping that's the case at least. So move right along here at number 5. We're going CeeDee Lamb going against that Cleveland Browns defense. Yes, we have CeeDee Lamb at number 5 just because there's some better matchups that I do like in week 1. CeeDee Lamb is by far, I believe, probably the best wide receiver in the NFL. But going against a defense like the Browns, that's a tough defense to go against. So CeeDee Lamb, somebody that if you have him, obviously you're sitting him, you're not starting him whatsoever. Yeah, he may be number 5 on this list, but let's just face it, man. He's a great wide receiver. He's going to get all the targets from Dak Prescott. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a show. They just got a nice secondary over there that could kind of restrict him on some aspects, but I think for the most part, you're going to be happy with the production that he gives you in week 1. CeeDee Lamb at number 5 for me for week 1. Move right along here. At number 4, we're going with A.J. Brown taking on that Packers defense. This should be a shootout, back and forth, back and forth. You should see Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love just slinging the football all over the field, and I think A.J. Brown should be the benefactor of this. Now, any given day, yeah, it could be a Devontae Adams game, whatever. They just got Jahan Dotson as well. Do they hand off the ball to Saquon Barkley a lot? We're going to have to wait and see what happens to this offense and how they really build this offense. Will it change from what we saw in seasons past? It could be a possibility. But one thing we do know is that A.J. Brown is a fixture in this offense. He's going to get his targets week in and week out. And more times than not, he's going to give you a great fantasy outing. And going against the Packers defense, I think just the shootout in itself, I think is going to give you enough fantasy production for you to be viable easily at number 4 for me in my rankings, guys. So I move right along here to number 3. We're going Justin Jefferson taking on this Giants defense. I think this is going to be a really good opportunity and a really good thing. We're going to see what Sam Darnold can provide for us for fantasy football. I think it could be really good. A lot of people are kind of down on Sam Darnold and down on Justin Jefferson. I just don't get it. Look at what he was able to do even last season with Cock-a-doodle at the quarterback position. And I think Sam Darnold's actually an upgrade over the injured, all the injuries that they suffered with Kirk Cousins last season and all the quarterbacks that they ended up using. I think Sam Darnold's a better quarterback than any of those quarterbacks that was playing for the Vikings not named Kirk Cousins. So I think that overall, I think you're going to see a very good Justin Jefferson week. I wouldn't be saying start Sam Darnold by any means, but Justin Jefferson, he's going to get his looks, he's going to get his targets, and he's going to get his fantasy points for you, and going against a Giants team that they should be absolutely destroying on the offensive side, because on the defense, they're really not going to be stopping much, especially Justin Jefferson. I like what he can provide for you in week 1. Coming in here at number 3 in my rankings. Move right along here at number 2. We're going Amon-Ra St. Brown taking on that Rams defense. A little bit different defense without Aaron Donald just over there just trying to disrupt the backfield. There should be plenty of time for them to go past the football. Amon-Ra St. Brown is as set it and forget it as you can. He is the most consistent, in my opinion, wide receiver that you can have, right? He has such a high floor based on his receptions alone. I think this is going to be a match made in heaven, especially against a Rams team that they should be able to go in there and beat handily these Rams, unless somehow it gets into a shootout with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, which only would bode well for Amon-Ra St. Brown anyway, because that just means more fantasy points for him. So I love him. He's easily my number 2 wide receiver. I absolutely love Amon-Ra St. Brown in week 1, guys. Coming here at number 1, we've got to go Tyreek Hill taking on that Jacksonville Jaguars defense. This is by far the best play. This is by far the best wide receiver for week 1, and I don't even think it's close. I think Tyreek Hill is going to absolutely shred the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. He's going to put up so many points in week 1. Had to list him here at number 1 at any given week. You can see Tyreek Hill absolutely blow the top off of defense and just win you a week by himself. He can absolutely win you a week by himself. I'm excited to see what Tyreek Hill can provide, not only all season, but in week 1 against this bad Jaguars defense. He's my number 1, and it's not even close, guys. So guys, make sure this is my rankings for top 10 for week 1. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button. Really helps out the channel. We are popping out videos all the time to help you set the best lineups, so that way you can ultimately win a championship. I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.